Jensen, and welcome to my channel. It's not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust, sweat, and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs and may fall again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming. Teddy Roosevelt. Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me today. Before we get started, if you would be so kind and hit that thumbs up button. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing so you won't miss any of the true crime news. So today we are going to be talking about another senseless life taken by police. Now, before that, first I want to say that we do support the police. We support good law enforcement, but just as everything in life, there is always a few bad apples in the bunch. In this case, there's 5 bad apples beating one human life for a nonviolent crime, but just for a traffic infraction. Today, we're going to be talking about 29-year-old Tyree Nichols. Let me put up a photo here of Tyree. Here is Tyree Nichols. Very nice, handsome man, senselessly taken. Tyree Nichols, rather, he was 29 years old. He worked at FedEx. He had a 4-year-old son, guys. His mother, Mrs. Wells, she said that he would go to the same Starbucks every day. He enjoyed skateboarding. He loved sunsets, and he would go to his mom's house every day on his lunch break. That's very sweet. Tyree was senselessly beaten during a traffic stop when he was pulled over in Memphis, Tennessee on January 7th. Shortly after being pulled over, he was beaten by the police, who pulled him over to the point of being hospitalized. 3 days later, Tyree's life ended. There is evidence, supposedly, that there is on camera of Tyree getting beaten for 3 minutes, 3 whole minutes. The video has yet to been released by the public due to an ongoing investigation. Here is a photo of the police officers, the 5 police officers that have been alleged of beating this man on video. The family still can't really talk about what happened in detail, as the lawyer has told them not to speak per the investigation at this time. The lawyer said, quote, "He was defenseless the entire time. He was a human piñata for these police officers. It was an unadulterated, unabashed, nonstop beating of the young boy for 3 minutes, said Antonio Romocino said at the news conference. Tyree is a black man who the officers were involved were also black. Tyree's mother said he was on his way home from the park where he liked to skateboard and watch the sunset every evening. Now, Tyree's family has viewed the footage of what happened during the traffic stop. Now, Tyree's mother, God bless her, she says she could only watch the first minute because her heart simply couldn't take it, which is understandable. Tyree's family, his their attorney said in a conference, quote, "What I saw in the video today was horrific," Tyree's stepfather, Rodney Wells, said, quote, "No father, mother should have to witness what I saw today." Tyree was pulled over for alleged reckless driving and attempted to flee on scene on foot after a confrontation when he was initially pulled over. Tyree was just about 150 yards from home to add insult to injury. The footage was allegedly showed uh, Tyree of being pepper sprayed, shocked with a stun gun, and restrained. Here is a photo of the press conference. Tyree's stepfather, who has been in his life for many, many years and loves him very much. So, the good news is state and federal investigators are looking into the circumstances around Tyree's death. They are doing an internal investigation. It's already underway by the Memphis Police Department that found the officers, quote, used excessive force and that, quote, failed to intervene or provide help, end quote. The night he was killed, Tyree told police, quote, he just wanted to go home. And in what they believe were his final words, he called out to his mother, Mrs. Wells. Such a tragic, tragic circumstance. A reporter asked Tyree's family, what is justice in the eyes for you, your family? Tyree's stepfather answered, quote, as I said from day one, justice for us is murder one. Anything short of that, we will not accept, Tyree's stepfather replied. Now, guys, this story is far from over and just beginning. Please let us know what you think in the comments below. You know, I always say most police officers are wonderful people who help us out. You know, there's just always a few bad apples in the bunch. We can't let it spoil the few bad apples in the bunch for everyone. Clearly, there is a problem, and hopefully, this will be worked on. Here is a photo of Tyree in the hospital. As you can see, very tragic, very, very tragic. I do want to play a video for you.
Growing over the death of 29-year-old Tyree Nichols at the hands of police.
He was a human piñata for those police officers. It was an unadulterated, unabashed, nonstop beating of this young boy for 3 minutes.
Oh my God.
His mother, inconsolable, after officials showed the family and their attorneys body camera footage from the deadly encounter.
I watched about a minute of it, but I couldn't. Once I heard my son say, what did I do? I lost it. and I couldn't.
The footage, not yet released to the public, shows a January 7th traffic stop that left Nichols in the hospital in critical condition. He died 3 days later. Police say they pulled Nichols over for reckless driving, that a confrontation followed, and Nichols fled on foot. Then another confrontation, after which Nichols complained of shortness of breath. All of this, his parents say, just yards from their home. The family and their attorneys unable to speak in detail about the video due to the investigation, but giving a disturbing account of what they saw.
Regrettably, it reminded us of Rodney King video.
All 5 officers have since been fired after an internal investigation found they violated multiple department policies, including excessive use of force, duty to intervene, and duty to render aid. What does justice look like?
Murder 1. Charges for all 5 officers.
Along with the Shelby County District's Attorney's Office, the FBI and Department of Justice are also now investigating, as Tyree's parents remember their son as a good kid who loved to skateboard and watch the sunset.
And I'm trying to stay strong, but it's very difficult.
And the Memphis Police Association, which represents the officers, isn't commenting on the case, but they say that the community and the family deserves a complete account of what happened. And it's also important to note that in addition to the 5 officers who were fired, 2 Memphis Fire Department personnel who were involved in the initial patient care have also been relieved of duty pending an internal investigation. Now, as for when this video could be released publicly, the Shelby County District Attorney's Office says that could come this week or next, saying that they don't want the release to compromise the investigation. Savannah?
So many questions there. Priscilla, thank you very much.
So there we have it. 2 fire department personnel has been removed from their jobs as of now, or at least suspended. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. God bless each and every one of you. Good night.